All right. Well, let's just get the announcement away. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, week one is officially in the books. We are here. We are ready to talk some fantasy, Dundee League goodness, fantasy goodness in general. And you know what? As I told Cody, I mean, the rich get richer, huh? I mean, against all odds, the pod crew
It's
comes out and dominates
yeah.
the league once again.
I
You're the one
owe
without a team.
I owe this league a pair of Jake's shit pants because of that victory.
Some double shit pants. We're both
Way-
shitting in some britches.
Way to
Eric
go,
is-
Strozzy, you big piece of shit.
Eric is looking for some shit too. I mean, she called for it. She wants some
Yeah,
shit
she did.
pants.
I mean, you got to follow through, right? I said
That's
it.
right.
I didn't.
I'm a man
I,
of my
didn't-
word.
I
I'm a
thought
man of
maybe
my
it'd be
word.
like I thought it'd be week 3. I'd be shitting my pants, but like
Mm-mm.
right out the gate.
I'm gonna need
Yeah.
you on a nothing but Chipotle and coffee diet for the next 24 hours.
I
Until
had
see the
McDonald's
background.
and Wendy's yesterday, so I'm well on my way.
Oh,
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Ugh.
Oh man. So what we're gonna be doing, everybody kind of knows the deal that's in the league that listens to the pod. We're gonna be breaking down the matchups, what went right, what went wrong, storylines, things to pay attention to in the National Football League.
There's only one storyline that matters.
Well, I mean, right off the top, we talk some news. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is done,
Yep.
potentially for his career. The man is
I
older
bet.
than the hills, and that is a difficult injury to come back from, even if you're a young, athletic, 23-year-old running back. So,
I've never
It
seen
looks
a
like
team
the,
go from so much hope to so little hope in such an instant.
That's interesting coming from a Cowboys fan and watching Tony Romo.
No, man,
That's
it's
fair.
been that's
'Cause
weeks
that's
and
what it
weeks
is.
short, but this was an
True.
entire off season. Like
Mhm.
people
Oh,
call
yeah.
him for a Super Bowl in his first year there, like Tom Brady
He
did.
should have.
And 4 snaps is how long he made it.
5.
So here's the interesting
4
question to me.
dropbacks.
I'm
How
including
long-
the I'm including the Achilles.
With that amount of guaranteed money
Snap.
and the defense that they have and the pieces that they have on offense, minus obviously the most important one, how much rope do they give Zach Wilson before they hang that man and sign whoever the best free agent around is? I mean, do they go and try to get
They don't
Taylor
wait.
Heineke? Like, do they? I mean,
No.
like somebody. Like who
Tom
are they
Brady.
bringing in?
Tom Brady.
No,
That
knock
ain't
it off.
That's who you call.
I mean,
I'm just saying-
you make the call, but it ain't
Yeah,
gonna
you
happen.
make the call because he's the best
Yeah.
option.
Yeah, of course. Not
He's
even
the best
close.
quarterback who's not on a team right now.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And
And he's not gonna. And he's not
It's
gonna
just
do
never
it.
going to happen.
But
it's
like
not
you
going to
call-
happen, man.
But
because
that's the first phone call though. It's the very first one.
it's not going to happen because of all the history in New England. He was out there ringing the bell or whatever he was doing. I don't know if you saw that at the Pats game.
I want
He's
it.
not gonna
I
go
want that
sign
to
him.
happen. I know he's not, but I want
No.
it. I want it
know.
to happen.
It would be great, but he's not. He doesn't have that Brett Favre kind of like fuck you in him to go.
Nah,
you know what
he
I'm saying?
doesn't. He's too cool.
Yeah,
He's too cool.
He's the he's Tommy Two Shoes. He's too good for that. You know what I mean? So, but all I'm trying to say is that's an interesting storyline that'll develop. Zach Wilson was basically he made some plays when he needed to make them. He's not a good quarterback. That ball
No.
he threw to Garrett Wilson was all Garrett Wilson. That was a
Mhm.
horrible throw. Threw that in the worst spot he possibly could, and Garrett Wilson said, "No, that's me. I'm that dude." And he
But-
caught amazing. I mean, come on.
They bailed him out
But
for sure.
But Zach Wilson beat the Bills playing all but one drive.
He
So,
did.
They did
He
it.
did.
They did it.
And he didn't make mistakes, and Josh Allen did.
Yeah.
So you got to give
a
him credit for
lot
that.
of them. What? 3 interceptions and a fumble, 4
Mhm.
turnovers, right?
So, we were talking a little bit just briefly before we got on here, but the other thing that we all have to remind ourselves, right? Because you saw some dominant defenses come out and absolutely keep in check and shut down some Super Bowl worthy offenses, or at least so we
No.
think, in
Oh, we're not talking about
Cincinnati.
Dallas anymore. Got it.
Well, I mean, you got Dallas, but I mean, I'm talking about Cincinnati. Okay, that one was
Yeah.
surprising, but
Dude, that
especially
defense in Cleveland was so underserved last year. So underserved.
they brought in, man. Everybody was sleeping on them, man. They brought in. It's thunder, so I'm not.
What are you
here, so
doing?
She's gonna do that. Yeah. Hey.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey. Yeah. That's funny that we can all look the right way. It's funny. Yeah.
I think.
Anyway.
I don't know.
So no, what I'm trying to say is you got to remember that it is a known thing in the NFL that defense is better early on than the offense because offense takes more to come together as a unit than the defense does. It's easier for that to happen.
It's easier to run a base defense than a base offense.
Absolutely. 100%. You have to. There's so much more timing that goes into offense. There, you know, to be efficient and not
momentum too. Defense, you can go out there and have the same wall every time, but offense, you got to build things. You got to set up things.
Absolutely. So you got to keep some of that in mind. I mean, don't be panicking about Cincinnati, folks. Like, calm down.
I mean, also, did you see the rain? They couldn't throw the ball.
It was a mush game. And do you remember the way that the Bengals started last year? Was it 1-3, 0-4, something like that? It was atrocious. And they were still in the AFC title game.
They got that done to them by the Steelers last year in Week 1.
Yeah. TJ Watt
lost the backup quarterback for the Cowboys in Week 2. It was same thing.
So what I'm saying is that I mean, last year, literally look back at it. I mean, we were all saying 3 weeks in that something stinks in Cincinnati, and then they go on and they're right there at the end of the year. So they'll be fine. I mean, as long as Joe Burrow stays healthy, that should be what Cincinnati hangs their hat on. Joe Burrow just got back on the field. And he left the game healthy.
I'm not. If I'm a Bengals fan, I'm bummed it went that way, but I'm not worried about things.
Trish better be hopeful if that's the case because she got Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon. We'll get into that later, but she's the one in our league that's going to be hanging the most on that.
Well, again,
I think she'll be fine because of it.
Yeah, they're going to be all right. So, I mean, that obviously was one of the big storylines. The defense performances that we saw. We saw some great shootouts. There was some great action. I mean, that Monday night game was still fun. Thought that was going to be a dud, man. Beautiful ending for that undrafted rookie to completely juke the entire Buffalo punt return. Like, literally, you watch that video. That man juked 7 guys.
He took his time with it. He carved them up.
He did. It was a great return.
It feels like I haven't watched a punt return in prime time since Deshaun Jackson. You know what I mean? Like it just, I feel like I see a replay of a punt return like regularly because it's a game that I didn't catch sometime in the afternoon. But like when all the eyes are on it in overtime,
and the emotion of the game and the friend, like all the storylines that went into it, and you're beating your nemesis that has big brothered you for years.
Never
and you
forget.
Go out there and you do that, man. I mean, that's there's going to be some momentum in that team, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna be ready to go. They're still gonna think we got all the talent. If we can play mistake-free football on offense, we can still win games. That's exactly what
they might still make the playoffs, but it's no longer a Super Bowl team.
No, they don't have it. They got to get something up top. Maybe they will. I mean, it's going to be hard. You can't just bring in.
No, his name's Tom Brady. That's it. It's the only thing.
And even him, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they put all the eggs in Aaron Rodgers. Even if you bring somebody else in, the time that they spent in the offseason getting them acclimated to it, it won't be the same.
Yep.
I mean, if I'm them and you don't see Rodgers getting right ever again and coming back and playing for you, you got to do something with your draft capital to acquire somebody because you got one more year next year. And then these guys start moving into the end of their rookie contracts, and that window starts closing. Because then you're gonna have to pay Breece Hall, and then you're gonna have to pay Garrett Wilson. You have to pay Sauce Gardner, and then you have to you know what I mean? They can't pay them all. So, anyway,
it's a bummer we don't get to see the Aaron Rodgers New York Jets show
because
everybody was robbed with that injury.
Everybody was robbed. Can you imagine being a Jets fan?
Brutal. I do feel for him, man. That's tough. It's tough. You don't want to see that.
I heard on the Rich Eisen show because Rich Eisen is a Jets fan, and he was, obviously going all in on it too and really feeling it. 24 years to the date of Vinny Testaverde coming in and on I think a quarter and a half in blew his left Achilles as well.
Yep.
And they were all in Super Bowl team. We're gonna run it one more time. We got the dice.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it.
Was that Keyshawn Johnson time? I think Keyshawn Johnson was on the team, dominating.
He caught a touchdown from the backup quarterback in that game.
Yeah, Keyshawn was the man, dude. I used to love watching him. But he was a monster in the red zone, great on the slant. He had great routes.
Old quarterbacks blowing Achilles. It's
just I sent you guys, I think, a video of all of the first round quarterbacks that the Jets have taken, and they still have and then they bring in Rodgers, and
it's going to start to look like that. I saw a meme years ago of a Cleveland Browns jersey in the midst of their quarterback run,
and the names.
It was their last starter, like Tim Couch. I think it was a Tim Couch jersey, and then they just took a piece of tape and sharpied over with the next quarterback. You probably started thinking 2, 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks. Like 15 quarterbacks later, the tape is off the bottom of the jersey before they found Baker Mayfield.
And got him to the playoffs and won one,
And now the Jets are going to be doing the same kind of thing, it feels like.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's some backup quarterbacks around in the league that if they wanted to make a move, they might be able to go get one. Maybe there's some.
I saw a rumor.
Bridgewater, maybe.
Phillip Rivers is the name that I read, and it seemed out of left field for me. But
I don't hate that.
Phillip Rivers can throw a precise pass if he's still got it, and I mean that's what you need for Garrett Wilson, man. So,
how many draft picks will they give up for Trey Lance? I mean, you make a phone call, right? Like, hey,
there's an argument to be made. Salah, I think, was there when they brought in Trey Lance. I think that was the first year for Trey Lance. So
I think it was.
That's interesting. So that is very interesting.
It's interesting.
Anyway, so let's get off the storylines. Maybe let's get into some matchups. We're gonna keep talking about it intermingled.
Let's do it.
So do we want to run it off of what I got on my phone? We'll just go straight through on that.
You're the commissioner in the chair.
Okay. So mine obviously is going to start with my matchup because that's how they set it up. So let's start with me and Austin. We'll run through that real quick.
Let's go.
That's just how it shows it on your phone. It's always yours first. So
you don't need to explain it, Patrick. It's fine. It's okay that you want to talk about your team first.
It's fine. So I'm going to run down mine real quick. Then we'll cover Austin's. I mean, holy Lamar. That was gross.
That was disgusting.
They're against
Houston. Against Houston.
No, the one bright spot I will say, when they get Mark Andrews back, they have 2 elite weapons. Zay Flowers looks like the realness, man. In a game,
I didn't see much of that game, so I don't know.
Zay Flowers had 30% target share. He looked good. When they needed yards, they were going to Zay Flowers. He had about 80 yards, 10 receptions, I think, maybe 9 receptions. He looked good, and that's good to see. They're going to build on that. Obviously, they lose J.K. Dobbins, brutal. But, the Ravens always find a way to get to
lose J.K. Dobbins. Yeah.
Well, they do.
Really do.
They do. And then, so, I mean, that leads.
He's never played in the NFL.
I mean,
it really does feel like that. I feel like he's made a career out of promise.
Yeah.
He had one string of games before the first injury where he was playing very well. He had Mark Ingram there, and then he started kind of taking over Mark Ingram's job.
But it's like 6 games. That's the window of his entire career.
Yeah, that stretch you're talking about is it.
That's it.
Well, because then he got hurt right away the next year, and then he was coming back
right
from
away.
Last year, and then he got a little bit of momentum. He got a little bit of momentum at the end of last year that gave everybody hope for this year, and then he comes out and he was honestly playing well. He scored a touchdown. He was playing well in a game where Baltimore's offense really struggled, and then
So back to Lamar though, how does his injury affect your team with your Lamar Jackson situation?
I think it probably helps Lamar's fantasy prospects because it means Lamar's going to have to do more, which I like. As long as he stays healthy.
Run.
They need Mark Andrews back. Obviously, he's on my team too. I can't wait till that happens. We got Luke Musgrave in there. I like Luke Musgrave. He's going to be a talented tight end in the league. He runs a good route. You can say what you want. Listen to all the other fantasy people. The man runs good routes. He was the best rookie show out.
That seems like a homer pick. Do you agree?
He put up more stats. Had much more involvement in. No, he had a much better stat line. He was more involved. The only one that was close to him out of the rookie tight ends, out of all the other rookie tight ends, including Dalton Kincaid, the only one that was close to him in involvement in the offense was Sam Laporta for the Lions.
Who had a decent day.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, man. Luke Musgrave is because he's needed too. They didn't have Christian Watson. Jaden Reed went out. Hopefully he's going to be back. But, Luke Musgrave is a talented tight end, man. Say what you want. He's a talented tight end. I don't care what you guys say about Homer.
So do you agree that's a homer pick? I'm still waiting on an answer to that.
I agree that you think it is.
Okay.
But
I mean, it's the Bears.
Yeah, but whatever, man. You're coming in as a rookie tight end. Doesn't matter.
I hear this goes back. You're never putting that man back in your starting lineup.
Of course not. But what I'm saying is, he got my 6.5 points, and he was a top 12 tight end.
6.5 points in our league is 1 point less than the best tight end who started in our league. So
exactly. So he's right there. The best tight end.
Tight end pool is garbage.
It is, man. It is. I got fucking goose egged, and I lost a total of 7.5 points to the best tight end starting in our league. So I'm okay.
Yeah. So I got 6.5. So we're good, baby.
Let's go. Man, you're fine. You're set.
Yeah. So
let's talk less about Luke Musgrave.
Yeah. Well, he's in my lineup, so I top off.
Yeah, fuck him.
Man. Alexander Madison did not look good.
No.
Okay? Caught a touchdown. Made a good play on that touchdown. Kept his feet. Got in the end zone.
It kept him fantasy relevant.
It did. And you know what? We got a little bit of a problem there. They were playing a tough run defense, granted. The Bucs are always good against the run. They got some mean linebackers. They got Vita Vea in the middle. They're tough against the run.
It's true. The Vikings had to throw the ball 44 times. Anytime you got to do that, it's going to limit your running back. But is it the chicken or the egg? Did they have to throw it a bunch because they don't have a running back? Or was it the game script?
I mean,
I believe the Vikings will be throwing it a lot.
They will, but Alexander Madison was involved in the passing game. He caught several passes. I want to say he had, let's look here. He had 3 catches. That's respectable. You know what I mean? For a running back.
What kind of yards in this, if you don't mind?
He didn't have a lot of yards.
But one of them was for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so the problem is Tyson Chandler looks like he's got some juice. And they brought Tyson Chandler in, and he was taking some snaps. So the other thing that I don't necessarily like is that Kareem Hunt's out there floating around. But I think Kareem Hunt's going to either go to Indy or he's going to go to Baltimore. He's probably going to Baltimore. I mean, they came out today and said we're going to stick with who we got, but one more injury there, and Kareem Hunt's in Baltimore.
I don't know why you don't call him right away. Yeah.
Yeah, you should have him there.
I think so. I think he's probably better than what's available.
He's got to be better than Justice Hill. Justice Hill got 2 touchdowns on 8 yards. That ain't going to happen again.
Yeah.
David Montgomery, though, looked nice. He looked nice. Big bruising back, 5-6 yards of carry. He looked good. He looked involved. Jahmyr Gibbs is electric. But
he is.
Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be a 10-touch guy and then maybe 3-4 targets a game. So there's going to be work for Montgomery. That O-line is nasty. Granted, they didn't have Chris Jones, but the Chiefs linebacking core is solid, and the Lions still put it on him. So, he got a touchdown on a really nice run where he made a couple guys miss in that game. I liked seeing that. Stephon Diggs turned it on at the end of that game.
Man, if I were you, I would be hoping for a fucking game-ending drive or a game-tying drive every day for Buffalo, because when it matters, it's only 14.
Yep. And
everybody knows it,
and
he's getting the ball. Yeah.
Always open, too.
Like
that route.
How about we give him 6 receptions and 60 yards in the next 40 seconds?
He doesn't drop footballs, and his separation is unreal, too.
So
that
good.
Curl route that he put on that corner where he was at full sprint and on a dime, boom. And
then he's got the yard after catch ability, too.
I love me some Stephon Diggs.
He's the best route runner in the league, right?
Yes.
If not, he's up there with people like Amari Cooper and stuff like that.
To me, he's the best in the league, man.
Yeah.
What he can do on a route is bar none to me. He's elite. Now, and Al wanted to argue with you a little bit. I'm not arguing that he's the best wide receiver. That's Justin Jefferson.
It is Justin
everything
Jefferson.
else that Jefferson.
Because he's a freak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs is a tiny man, and he runs the crispest routes in the league.
Yeah.
AJ Brown did it on volume. He'll be fine. He's going to score touchdowns. We're not worried. Jordan Addison
got in the end zone for you, baby.
Liked what I saw of Jordan Addison. He was involved. 5-6 catches a week. He's going to be just fine in my flex. Last note I'll make, I really like to see Javonte Williams being very involved, taking a good carry load, and putting up some stats. That's what you want to see when a guy's coming off an injury. He looked right.
I love seeing him take half the amount of snaps as Simon J.P. Ryan.
That's gonna keep getting bigger and bigger pieces of the pie for Javonte, less and less for Samaj. Every week he stays healthy.
Big fan.
Austin's team. I mean, Tua almost single-handedly brought him back.
The fact that you survived the Lamar Tua score is wild to me. Like
if Austin
you're
starts
lucky
his
that Austin
optimal lineup, he wins by like half a point. So he had some people on the bench down there, but he just didn't get his playmakers. And I don't know who you would have started instead of maybe swapping Pittman for Christian Kirk. That's an 18-point swing. Puts you guys flush. But you're right. Fucking Tua cleaning up. How many yards did he finish with?
Almost 500.
466.
Ooh.
466.
He was nasty. That offense is gonna be nasty.
I told you they're gonna be in the playoffs. No, and y'all don't want to agree with it.
Tyreek just got himself. Tyreek just is going to get handed the most dominant card in Madden tomorrow because of that, and he deserves it. So,
I think they might make the playoffs now that Aaron Rodgers is no longer in the division.
Yeah,
Looks a lot better now.
They might win the division.
They might win that division
because they didn't even have Jalen Ramsey,
and they'll get him about what, Thanksgiving.
I bet he's back week 5.
Whoa,
that's what I think.
Wow.
And then moving down, Austin's not going to get the New Orleans Derrick Henry treatment. Derrick Henry still had a good game. He had a big play, busted off a huge screen pass. Najee Harris is the problem, and we've been saying that all offseason.
We said that.
That ain't gonna work, man.
We said that.
Ain't gonna work.
That's not. Those aren't good numbers.
I mean, it was going against San Fran, but he did nothing.
No.
And when you take him with that kind of value, you got to produce.
He's got 4 more games where he's going to have to get Baltimore twice and the Browns twice, and that ain't going to look nice.
Oh, the Browns.
It's going to be dirty.
Ooh.
I'm also lucky that it was all Tyreek and not a lot of Jalen Waddle. Jalen Waddle had a respectable game, but he did not do what Tyreek did.
But he didn't put up 39.
The Chargers were quick to point out that they were not going to be able to cover number 10. They said, hey, I don't care what you do. You can give it to him. You can give it to him shallow. You can give it to him deep. It don't matter.
The problem is, you're going to double Tyreek, then Jalen Waddle's going to eat you up, man. So it's
that's probably what happens next week.
Probably. It's probably Jalen Waddle next week.
Yep.
So look out, whoever's playing Austin, because it's probably Jalen Waddle.
I love watching Miami. Fuck, they're fun.
His other problem that he has is that, he's got Michael Pittman, so he's probably putting Pittman in next week instead of Kirk.
Because now we know Calvin Ridley is the realest deal.
Oh, man, is it
nasty?
It's gross. He's like Stephon Diggs gross.
We'll get to that.
I told you, man.
He is.
He
is. Yeah, Christian Kirk had value last year, and that was it.
Yeah. So, we're talking waivers. I got some moves we're going to make.
Good on him for the Brian Robinson start, by the way.
I liked what I saw at Brian Robinson. Catching passes.
He looks good. He just looks like a solid every down back. You don't get a lot of that anymore.
So, Antonio Gibson now, man. Also, Gibson fumbled, which is great news for Brian Robinson because
told you, man.
Gibson
I told you.
Does not.
Looks like Gibson's about to be a kick returner again.
You and I were opposed this offseason about Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson. I told you what was going to happen, baby.
I thought the enemy was going to give him the McKinnon treatment. I was wrong. So, anyway, we can move on to the next
because
one.
we know about after week 1 what's real. I mean,
you got
not conjecture at all, right?
You gotta give it like 3-4 weeks. You gotta 3-4 weeks to see the
pattern. 1 month.
See the pattern, right? But there's some big takeaways. I mean, you have to take away the data that we have right now. We have a limited data size of 1, and so you have to react on that. You can't overreact.
Before we move on, is there anything that you'd like to say about your win? You're 1-0. You're undefeated. You're in the top half.
Hold on a minute.
Here's a pedestal, sir.
Hold on. I'll be right back.
Talk
amongst yourselves. I'll be right back.
Oh God, what do you think he's gonna grab?
What's he grabbing? But I hope it's not that stupid fucking hat again.
Which hat? I already forgot.
You know what hat?
The fur hat, the Wisconsin hat.
How is that?
The hat that makes it look like you sleep with cows.
It looks like it's Canadian. Honestly.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, just let me get on my perch for a second. I mean,
ooh.
Let's go.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I
we
like
are,
that.
we're
I
living
like
good,
that.
ladies and gentlemen.
Oh
Because
man. Hey Austin,
went down to
this is what it looks like to win, dog.
we went down to Chicago and
Oh yeah.
we found out that even with all that hope and hype, the Bears still suck.
The Bears still
The
suck.
Bears still suck.
They fucking suck.
They
and they
fucking
can
suck.
eat my fat cock. Now, anyway, all I gotta say is
Not
that
near as fat as that cigar.
Sorry, Patrick's mom.
well, I mean, hey, listen.
Oh yeah, she listens.
So all I'm trying to say is I mean, yeah, whatever. Hey, this show's not for kids. I never market for kids. If you're watching and you're a kid, go to bed. All I'm trying to say
This
is
show's for kids. It's for Patrick's mom.
that's right. That's right. Now anyway, all I'm trying to
Eat
say
my
is
fat cock.
it was so good.
Yeah, I
to
bet, man.
watch the Bears fans with all that hope. It's 7-6 at half. They're like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. And then we absolutely crushed their souls in the second half.
You did. It was
Beautiful.
gross.
I saw
amazing.
one of those clips summing up different like personalities for teams across the league, and it said the Packers are going to be miserable all week, but not or Packers fans, but not nearly as miserable as Bears fans have been all offseason.
Nah, man. I mean, to go down there with our, quarterback that everybody thinks is going to suck against their new hotness, and they got DJ Moore, and they got all this stuff. And
They got a real receiver for Justin Fields.
They're going to be amazing. And then he throws 80 yards.
He didn't throw farther
like
than 8 yards down the field the whole game, and all of his rushing yards, minus like 2 plays, were on broken passes where nobody was open.
37 passes, 2 of them over 10 yards. What are you doing?
We suck again.
Throw the ball down the field. The man's got a cannon.
It was bad. That was the most boring first half of football of the week.
And on top of that, those 2 passes that went down the field, one of them went for a pick six. So it really only was one.
Well, I mean, that game was on at the same time that fucking Miami and LA was on.
Yeah.
And man, you want to talk about a pretty good fan game to watch scoring wise, but I mean, just the colors that game was made out of, the production value.
Beautiful. Yeah. And they didn't put it on national TV. What are you doing, NFL? What are you doing?
I mean, I don't know what I have the Sunday ticket, so I don't know what you fucking plebeians have to suffer through. But...
Yeah, I just loaded up CBS Sports. It was free to stream.
We're gonna have that Sunday ticket next week, so we're good. But anyway, all I'm trying to say is
thank you, YouTube TV.
Exactly. Thanks, YouTube. Anyway, sponsor us. No, anyway. So all I'm trying to say is that it felt good. There were some gloating Packer fans. It was a good day to be in Wisconsin.
I bet it felt so nice.
It felt amazing.
I'm happy for you, man.
I had a great day.
Anyway, what's the next one?
Let's go with Todd and Cody, the absolute butt reckoning.
This one's short and sweet because it was ugly.
It was gross.
It was so gross that the margin of victory that I beat Todd would have beat Todd.
Man, what does Todd got to do, man? Look at his team.
We were even hyping up his draft. I still don't hate his team, but look up and down from week 1, and not one person, and I'm talking all 6 bench spots, not a body on his team hit their projected point total.
Some of the most disappointing fantasy performances of the week, and Todd's team
they collected
loaded up with them.
themselves.
Yes,
on Todd's roster.
Saquon Barkley, Devonta Adams, DJ Moore, Tyler Lockett, all scoring single-digit points.
All the disappointing people had a convention at Todd's roster. That's what happened.
Not only does Saquon not do anything, he also gets shellacked for a pick six that also went to Cody's benefit. That's brutal.
I kept watching that game and watching Saquon get ignored, and then there's another sack and another sack. And I had taken an edible a couple hours before that game because I was rocking super little sleep from the night before. I'm like, I need to keep a little bit of goofy energy going to watch this game. And it just kept happening and happening. And the blocked kick that got returned for a touchdown. I'm like, I get points for that too. Let's go.
I was telling people, so me and Erica decided to go to a bar for the first quarter of that game. And I was telling the guys in the bar, I was like, guys, because they're all like, man, I think Giants can be good. So I was like, guys, you don't understand. about what's about to happen right here. They don't have a chance in hell, man. I'm telling you, the Dallas defense is going to eat their lunch. I didn't know it was going to be like that.
It was
I didn't
ugly.
expect it to be
Out
close.
of every person, every kicker, every defense across fantasy football, Tyreek Hill is the only thing that scored more than the Dallas Cowboys defense.
We have not seen a dominant
glad-
performance like that since that year that the Patriots were doing that left and right.
It was the
Dude.
biggest blowout in Dallas Cowboys history. Biggest shutout blowout, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got a little drunk at the draft and reached on him.
You're welcome. You got the best defense, man. Best scoring defense in the league, probably.
I mean, okay, week 1, love that. But I think it's going to be good. And we got to do that to Zach Wilson next week.
The reason
It's
why
nice when homerism pays off, huh?
I mean, it's going to be good for it, man. They're going to be. I would
Jake
be
Musgrave
very
all over again.
surprised. Yeah, Luke Musgrave.
Sorry.
Yeah, Marty Musgrave all over again.
Musgrave, sir. The
Frank
Musgrave
Musgrave.
Mayhem, dude. I'm gonna get a Musgrave jersey. Just
Billy
so he has to
Musgrave,
fucking
number 96.
Anyway.
There you go.
No, I just get the wrong number and then just get his name printed on it and spell it wrong. That'd be amazing. But no, the reason why I'm pinning them after week 1 and after what we know about them, the personnel they have, if they stay healthy, they're going to be the number 1 scoring defense because they have such a high capacity. If they get up, if Dallas is up by 2 scores, good fucking luck, dude.
Yeah, their chokehold game is going to be disgusting.
Well,
You're
it
gonna
looks like
press-
the depth on the D line too. Like there was like a third of the plays where they didn't even need Micah Parsons or D Law out on the field, and the people were still getting up in the face of the opposing quarterback.
Yeah,
you bring him
Don't
in
they-
fresh, and then what are you gonna do? You're gonna put some man coverage on your cornerbacks. You got the two, arguably the best cornerback duo in the entire league.
Yeah, you press up those corners. They can't get off the line, and then you got Micah Parsons screaming at you. Good luck, man.
They've got when Javon Curse comes back, they're gonna have. I'm sorry, Donovan Wilson. He's the one that got hurt. When he comes back,
J-Ron Curse.
Yeah, J-Ron Curse. It's Donovan Wilson I was thinking of anyway, who's I think missing a month or 2 months.
Yeah,
But they've got three, not 2, but 3 of the best safeties in the conference as well. I mean, they are loaded at every position. The weakest they are is at middle linebacker. Leighton Vander Esch does okay.
Who's that? Their third D end. It's not Leonard Floyd.
You talking about Dorrance Armstrong or Sam Williams?
Well, they have Dorrance Armstrong. I thought they had another guy. I'm just confused.
They do.
Dorrance.
They've got Dante Fowler. They've got
Fowler.
Yeah.
He's an underrated pass rusher too, man.
Sam Williams. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man.
There was a couple guys that would get off the line and like shuck somebody. And I'm looking to see number 11 on their back, and it's somebody that is a second or third stringer. I'm like, oh my god,
Their first round draft pick was a defensive tackle. I mean, it's just
the depression that was on Daniel Jones' face in the fourth
rain.
quarter. In the rain, Did you see the one where he's just like,
where he's covered in rubber pellets from the turf too?
but he's got this. He's just like,
I mean,
this sad puppy face in the rain.
yeah. It's hard, man.
Brutal.
It's hard.
Brutal.
But let's talk about the rest of the team.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because there's a lot there. Don't know if Aaron Jones is gonna be back right away because hamstrings are real.
They'll be okay.
I hope so. Because I mean, look at that 25-pointer on there. Love that.
They need him.
I need him.
Yeah,
You know, like
they need him too, man.
I need big dogs. I'm really
Jones
excited.
sucks.
I'm really excited that Anthony Richardson had as many called quarterback runs as he did. That's what I'm into because he's going in my starting lineup next week.
Also, promising for Anthony Richardson. I want to pull something up here.
He can throw.
I want to. What was it? That's what I wanted to say.
He can throw.
Yes, man. He threw the ball well. I want to see what his completion percentage was, but way better than we thought.
Mhm.
You know, and I mean, Jesus, 255 pounds can run like that. Good luck on the goal line stopping that
Yeah.
man.
65% completion rate, 24-37, only 223 with a touchdown and a pick.
Mm-hmm.
If you get north of 60% with that man and what else he can do, you're going to be happy.
Because they were saying that he wouldn't be able to throw against NFL defenses. Like 200 plus yards with that many running. Okay.
Now let's
I like
calm
where
down
we're
just a little bit.
I like
because it
where
was
we're
the
at.
Jaguars.
I like where we're at. I don't think the Jaguars have a bad defense, my man.
They're mids.
They're mid, but they ain't Chicago.
No, they're not. You're not wrong.
They ain't Minnesota.
They're not wrong. You're not wrong. You ain't wrong.
All
Anyway,
right. Okay. All right. Thank you.
How about Nick Chubb, man? Volume king.
Right down the line, baby.
Chubba
All
dub
day.
dub.
Give me in the end
looking
zone,
at your
it'll look
flex
real good.
spot, your
Give
flex
me in the end
spot,
zone, it's gonna look real good.
Miles Sanders looked good. His team looked like booty hole, but when they gave that man the ball, he was the only. A little bit of Hubbard on a couple runs too,
Yeah.
but I didn't hate.
But he's
Sanders.
a great athlete.
But I just don't know that he's going to get any red zone looks because his team is so bad.
They're
It's true.
so bad.
That game was
They're really
hard
bad
to watch.
They're really bad, and you
They
don't
might
like
be the
having
worst.
running backs on bad teams. But I got a little bit of depth at running back, especially if Aaron Jones keeps on playing.
You don't have that much depth. You got some.
You got some very mad depth.
Compared to the running back depth in this league.
That's fair. I mean, you got four.
What
You
roster
got four.
does?
You got four.
What roster has it? What
Your
roster
biggest
has
problem-
it better than me?
Your biggest problem is Drake London.
Yeah, I did not like one target for no yards. Did not like that at all.
Falcons
Desmond
are really
Ridder
good at
sucks.
ignoring first round picks. Ritter
Yeah,
was
they
bad. Did you see he
Desmond
caught
Ridder
his own
sucks.
pass on the first play of the game, and then the third play of the game? I can't remember what it was. But I think it was a fumble that the team ended up falling on. That was two of his first three plays of the game.
Yeah,
Garbage.
not ideal. Not ideal.
Here's the problem, though. They
hate
don't
that.
need. They don't need to throw the ball. They have
Yep.
two stud running backs.
God, Bijan looked good.
Yeah, but we'll talk about Brand's team soon. We'll talk about Brand's team
there.
soon.
We'll
We'll
get
talk
there.
about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Give me some Amon Ra. What do you got?
I mean, you saw that game. We all watched that game
You look
Thursday.
great.
You look
You look
great.
That's who we thought he was.
Yeah. Cool. Right down the exact. I felt about him and Nick Chubb about I'm like, all right, cool. That looks kind of like what the floor looks like for these two.
I feel like 85 yards on a touch is his floor.
For Amon Ra or
Just
for
about.
Chubb?
For Amon-Ra.
Ra. Yeah.
He's going to be so involved. They don't have much else. I mean, it's Laporta
Yeah.
and Gibbs. But you know what? Josh Reynolds.
Look good.
Maybe he's got some moxie out there. Man,
He
he
look
look good down the
He
field.
look good. Yeah.
I
think Kadarius Toney as having the worst day of his life. He's such a killer athlete. I think with some time on that team, I hope that I don't need a receiver bad enough to where I cut him. You know what I'm saying?
I already deleted his Twitter account because the roasting got so bad.
Yeah, I mean, athletes do that.
The man might as well have had cinder blocks for hands.
You're right. It was so bad.
Disgusting.
But I've seen him do really good too, and I've seen him do really good in the postseason for them. So I just hope he lasts on my roster long enough to give him some practice time. Does that make sense? Because
No.
you know who I'm cutting before fucking Kadarius Toney on this squad?
Who's that?
Lazard.
Drake London.
Oh my God! If you
Oh,
could
yeah,
take one, I'll
Lazard.
take him.
You know, I gotta cut
Yeah,
Lazard.
yeah.
Aaron Rodgers
on,
is
man.
gone.
You're right.
No Lazard.
I forget about the Aaron Rodgers. You're right.
Kick
Lazard's
Lazard to
Lazard's
the
gone. Lazard's gone.
dirty.
If you
Anybody
get rid of
want-
Drake London and keep Lazard, I swear.
Yeah,
to God.
you're right. That's okay. I will get rid of two people on this team before Kadarius Toney right now. I forgot.
man.
Sorry, I already forgot that I cut Lazard. That's on me.
Here's your
He's
problem.
already gone.
Here's your problem.
Uh-huh.
Rasheed Rice is going to get that job, man. Rasheed Rice looked good.
I don't think that's the same job. He's a gadget end zone guy.
No, man, he was involved the whole game. Rasheed Rice.
I'm talking about Kadarius Toney.
Okay, all right, fair.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know,
not. They don't play the same role.
You got a problem at tight end too, sir. Dallas Goedert was not involved.
Yeah. Again,
I did
lost.
see him wide open on one play that Jalen Hurts completely ignored him on, but that was it.
The first time, well, when Travis Kelce plays, that'll all change. But I lost 7.5 points total against this league because of that tight end position. Not ideal. I see that fucking Todd had Pat Fireman get one catch for 3 yards and a touchdown. And so that kind of the way the scores were, it didn't fucking matter. But I saw that and it just made my stomach turn. I'm like, I fucking hate tight ends, man.
Well, Freiermuth's lucky he didn't leave the game with a broken rib with that shot that Tufanga put on him in the end zone. That was a nasty hit. It was a legal hit. It was a nice hit, but damn, that one had hurt.
I don't think we need to
anyway.
spend much more time on this matchup. It was brutal, and I feel like talking about it more is also brutal.
Well, let's say a little bit for Todd. Okay, so the one thing I want to just remind everybody, because Alan was all hyping up Jacoby Myers. One, Jacoby Myers has a concussion. Two, Devontae Adams struggled both times last year when he matched up with Pat Surtain. Pat Surtain is a great young quarterback, cornerback for Denver, and he's a lockdown corner. And he played Devontae well last year. He played him well in this game. Devontae still had 10 points. I mean, that's his floor. Okay, so he's going to be fine. Jacoby Myers ain't going to be putting up 2 touchdowns a week. Stop it with that nonsense. We know who Jacoby Myers is. Okay, come on.
It ain't that.
No. And I also think James Cook is going to do better for Todd. Saquon will be all right when they're not playing the Cowboys or the Eagles probably. But
yeah.
I still like Todd's team, but boy, did it get spanked this week.
If the Bears don't figure it out, DJ Moore is going to bury his squad.
Yeah.
Because he needs DJ
You're
Moore
right.
to be there.
You're right. Everyone liked that pick. And look at 3.5 points.
And the Seahawks are coming back down to earth too, I think. And they've got Tyler Lockett in their defense.
I love that we had
to change that.
I love that we had some disagreements about Rams versus Seahawks, and I didn't even realize they played each other week 1. Didn't even realize, and without Cooper Kupp, that game went that way. That's what I see.
We talk about the Rams for a hot second because what about Puka? What about Puka, dude?
Just say his whole name because it rolls right off the tongue.
Puka Nakua.
Puka Nakua.
Puka Nakua. Yeah. He's going to be on my team.
Yeah, what a day. Didn't he have – how many targets did he have?
Got that? Are you taking that first waiver pick on there?
Oh, we'll see. Hey, why don't you figure it out?
Well, I mean, I'll put it in for right now just to make sure that you have to spin that first one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Good. I'm doing it right now.
Yeah, go ahead. I got some things.
Anyway,
so
I'm doing it right now.
All I'm saying is you looked fantastic. If Matt Stafford stays healthy, Puka Nakua, okay, 15 targets, 40% target share, 120 some yards, I think. He looked good, man. Should have even had a bigger one down the sideline in that game.
Matt Stafford can make anybody look good.
Yeah, when he's right, he's healthy right now. If he stays that way, that team's going to be a lot better than we thought.
Calvin Johnson wouldn't have been shit without Matthew Stafford.
Not even going to humor that. All right, let's say any more on this one.
That was all Matt Stafford, right? One of the greatest wide receivers of all time was totally.
Hey, look what he's done for Triple Crown receivers. Okay.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He's a little wrong.
He's a little wrong. I'm a little wrong. I'm a little
wrong. Because he made one kind of valid point.
Yeah. You're like 80% wrong.
The spirit of that argument is still wrong.
Yeah. All right, let's move it on, huh?
What you got?
We got King Taylor. What you got, kid?
Suck it, Todd. Go on.
glad we paused for that. All right. Anyway, so King Taylor and the Youngs River Marauders of Jacoby's team. To be fair, Jacoby's team put up a respectable effort for not having a great team. To be honest, he did
it on the backs of 3 people. Another incredible defensive performance by the Jets. I don't know how many turnovers they had, but they put up a 20-burger.
They had 4 turnovers.
Oof.
He's got a lot of holes in this team and not a lot of depth.
It's true.
Debo is not the man in San Fran.
No, he's not. No, he's not the man. The man is on Mr. Wilson's team. He paid attention last year.
He's on my dynasty squad too.
Did you see that? Anyway. Okay, because we're talking about Jacoby's team. Did you see that block that Brandon Ayuk threw for Christian McCaffrey's 70-yard touchdown?
Absolutely.
He pancaked that man.
Yes, he did.
Telling you, when we watched that preseason game, I told you, man, he looks like a young Devontae. When he gets the ball and he turns upfield, good fucking luck stopping.
It's like he's larger. It's like he's larger. Like when the ball's in, it's like a buff. As soon as the ball's in his hand, he grows like 3 inches, and his wingspan gets like out just a little bit.
He's in phenomenal shape. Brock Purdy is for real. Okay,
he looked all right.
He's on a really talented roster with a really good coach,
and he can throw the ball though. Okay, he threw the ball well.
He didn't disappoint in week 1.
He didn't.
All you got to do is get the ball into those guys' hands. That's your job, and he did it. He did it well.
That's true.
So
not fucking it up got that man as far as it did last season.
Yep,
and it'll get him a long way here too.
Jacoby's going to win some weeks though on the back of CMC and Chris Olave alone though, because those two are going to light it up, dude.
I think you're right.
But like we said, Debo's got to do something. He doesn't got much outside of that. Terry McLaurin is not the dude there. It's
He'll
Jahan
he'll
Dotson.
get Alvin Kamara back after a couple weeks, but even that brings question marks as to what that man's got left.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, man, I'm just not into
I
it.
hear you, but it'll be better than the DeAndre Swift, 0.8
Yes.
point performance
Yep.
this week.
He's right.
It'll be an
He's right.
improvement.
But he needs to move CMC or Debo. He's got to
do it soon with Debo, because otherwise Debo is gonna go down and down and down in value. Don't try to do it to Brent, because Brent knows. Now all I'm trying to say is DeAndre,
don't you dare.
the Eagles
Are garbage.
They were not
average. They're average.
The Eagles were not lying to everybody this summer when they said Kenny Gainwell was going to be their lead back, because he is. Rashad Penny was a healthy scratch. That man's gone. He gone. Straight to the waiver, motherfucker. Get off my
Straight to
squad.
the waiver. What round did you take Rashad Penny in?
It was late. It's not going to affect me in terms of capital. But
another non-answer.
12th round, maybe. It was late after Tank Bigsby. He was my fifth running back. Fifth running back. He was definitely my fifth running back. Now I'm trying to say is get out of here, because you suck. And you're not going to play on this team. So
you're as valuable as Alan Lazard.
Less valuable. He didn't even play. Alan Lazard got 5 points. So that kind of is a good summary of Jacoby's team. Justin Fields got to get – you know what, though? Justin Fields still put up almost 15 points, and he had a horrible game.
But again, I mean, I know it's going to happen every week, so it's not like you can't count on it. But most of that production was from plays that were not designed for him to get points on the ground.
I think that's what Chicago looks like. I think that's what
very
Chicago
much
looks
so.
like.
It was it was literally screen passes, slants, runs, and broken plays that Fields would get a first down on. That was it.
We should remember they also looked like this in the beginning of last year. They might get it together, because Justin Fields lit the world on fire in the second half last year.
That's true.
Don't forget that.
Let them figure it out before we bury them.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson.
Team, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll just say Allen's team, just as a whole, just very, very consistent. He didn't have like a 30 or 40 point performance. He got a couple 20s, and then everybody else just kind of.
If you see double digits on those first five numbers going down, you're like, well, you don't miss. Yeah,
if your first 4 picks, I'll get you 10 points. Cool.
There you go.
His biggest problem is Rachaad White, because that undrafted rookie, Sean Tucker, looks better between the tackles than Rachaad White does. He looks better. Looks better.
That's not what you're looking for.
That's true. And he's got zero depth at running back. If Rachaad White's not the guy, then he's got Deion Jackson, who's not going to be the guy.
Nope.
That's it.
Deion Jackson's
7 wide receivers. I know.
Yeah, Deion Jackson lost that job. He fumbled the ball twice, did not look good. He ain't going to be the guy. Evan Cole got hurt. Zach Moss is going to come back and get that job, which is crazy to me. But he's going to come back and get that job.
You know who needs to get that job?
Too.
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, get that job for 3 more weeks until my guy comes back.
Yeah, whatever, man.
I don't think Jim Irsay wants JT on the field.
He might not, but I wish they'd have won that game. I wish the Colts would have won. I wish they'd have been
a lot closer than it should have been.
Yeah, because the only way that I see like JT really like for sure coming back. Sorry, I'm kind of jumping the gun, but Colts having him back and affecting that game plan is if they put out a couple wins in the first 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the one thing that's working heavily in Allen's favor is that Tony Pollard is going to be amazing.
Tony Pollard is so good, and they were never in a position where they had to score.
They didn't even need him, and he put up 20.
He's so good.
I know. They didn't play most of the fourth quarter, and he still put up 20.
He's fantastic.
He's Austin Eckler.
Yes, a younger version.
He's more of Austin Eckler than Eckler is now, because even Eckler's got Mr. Kelly eating into his shit this week.
Yeah.
Pollard didn't have anybody.
Nah,
that was producing anyway.
And Eckler got a little banged up in that game. Eckler got a little banged up. He left the field for a little bit. Tony Pollard, man, is explosive as they come. That's he might be outside of CMC. He might be the most big play threat running back in the top 10 there is right now.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Anytime that team needs something, like 2 yards, 3 yards, just look at the right guard and watch them follow.
Yep.
Yeah. Like, hey, 20, 70.
Yeah.
Go that way.
Yeah.
Zach Martin's going to be fucking pancaking linebackers all season long. That's all he does. He's a next level blocker on every play.
I mean, he's the best guard in the league. It's not even close. So Travis Etienne did all right. Tank Bigsby's going to eat into that work, though, man. Tank Bigsby is the short yardage back.
I'm super surprised. I'm super surprised with the point total looking at Travis Etienne because I watched most of that game and I don't remember seeing Travis Etienne like I saw this. I've seen him one time in the end zone. I'm like, oh, he got in. That's good. But 18, I mean, basically 19 points is it just didn't seem like it got there. So if you get
also
that from
5 catches,
non-exciting game,
5 catches to boost it. And he had like 126-yard run that juiced it as well.
But that's what he does. That's what he does.
That's what he
does.
does.
He's a big play running back too.
Allen might be getting sick of the loser ladder real quick all of a sudden. Like, I don't want that business.
I mean, Allen had one in the dumps, but he was a contender the couple of years before that, right?
Always has been.
He does have enough depth at wide receiver, realistically, if he wanted to make a move with Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, he does. He drafted 8 of them.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but
you better. I mean, you got 8 wide receivers. You got to package some and ship some of them out, right? You can't hold on to 8 receivers all year. So.
He needs to move Garrett Wilson off of 1 touchdown and hope somebody wasn't paying attention. I don't know who that is, but you should move.
I don't know who that is. You could someone, May Lewis or something. But not only did he get like all that receiver depth, but he also got probably the number 2 defense in the league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which he's gonna have an advantage there every week, and I think Allen's got a good squad.
Deshaun Watson's running the ball almost more than any other quarterback right now, too.
He looked like when he was in Houston, didn't he?
Yep.
And I thought,
but again,
and I didn't think he would.
How much of that was dictated by the scenario? You know, you're not slinging it with a guy if he's got wheels and it's muddy everywhere.
Yeah,
it's fair, but you like
he's
to
got
see
a cannon though. He's got a cannon.
Yeah, I'm arguing against what we all saw. He did it.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just have to wait and see if he does it.
Yeah.
Maybe in some fair weather.
I think he's doing pretty good. I think Allen's sitting all right.
I think Allen's gonna have a squad, man.
I think Allen's gonna have a squad.
Let's move on to Erica and Brent.
Erica and Brent. I can't wait to talk about Brent's running back situation.
Yeah.
Because it's a situation.
The situation is, to me, you play
Tyler
both
Algier.
of them.
Tyler
you play both of them.
up. God, you can't. You can't
yes,
play
you
both.
Can.
For
you
the Falcons?
Can.
Not with the Falcons. Not with how bad that team looked.
Dude, you can absolutely play both of them right now.
I mean, the numbers
run the ball more than anybody in the league.
And you could also play Travis Kelce and Kyle Pitts in the same lineup, but that doesn't mean it's a good idea.
I don't know, man. So all I'm trying to say is that I think there's some weeks where you can play both of them, man.
Yeah, there are some weeks the next time you play Carolina, one of them weeks.
Or Houston or Arizona or like
they're playing Green Bay this week. Do you start both of them there?
Absolutely not. Green Bay's got a good run defense. I mean, it's gonna be Bijan. We know that, but you got to be a little bit worried because Tyler Algier looked good.
It wasn't just about the points. What's the carry split?
It's plus 50-50.
Algier got 15. Bijan got 12.
Bijan caught a lot of passes.
Bijan got 4 catches. Algier caught 1. So it was a wash on touches.
16-16. 50-50.
I hate that. If my first round draft pick is a fucking 16-16.
I mean,
I hate that.
If it's a third round pick that's split with a guy, sure.
Then who cares?
All you got is uncertainty now added to the equation. That's
from
all.
A first round draft pick. From a first round draft pick. And like, hey, if you win the game, you're like, well, we got away with it, but you didn't.
It puts you in the spot where you have to. You feel like you have to play both of them to take advantage of the situation. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on points.
Bijan's going to bring that up to about a 70-30 here soon. He's undeniable. He looks so good.
You hope it doesn't take a month to do that.
I mean, that's fair. But also, I mean, Brent's team overall did not have a complete shit-the-bed performance. I mean, he gets 9 points out of Josh Allen, man. That ain't gonna happen.
I mean, his NFL week 1 kind of had a shit bed performance though.
I remember saying before the season started, the Bills are on the decline, and Josh Allen had his roughest year last year. Starting out with 4 turnovers doesn't do much to change that narrative in my mind.
I mean, he played one of the best defenses. He played. I'm saying
He
He did. He
That's our
did.
top five
But you got to be
defense.
the best. If you're the best, if you're a top 3 quarterback, you don't turn the ball over 4 times to any defense.
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, that can happen any week, man. You know, even the gray ones can have a bad week. So
Yeah, that's true.
It's 1 week, man.
I've seen Tony Romo turn over 4
But
times.
if I'm
in a
giving
game.
Deshaun Watson credit for doing it in week 1, I gotta bust Josh Allen's balls. You know
Yeah, you got to see what you got. You know what you see.
is.
Yeah, it is what it is. That's fair.
And then, he also got hurt by game script in a few of these games, too. They pulled Khalil Herbert to see what they had in Roshan because they were getting roasted by the Packers. That doesn't help.
CeeDee Lamb wasn't going to get a ton of balls when the defense was scoring more touchdowns than the other team.
Yeah.
Jahan Dotson was highly targeted, though. You like to see that. He probably had 7-8 targets.
After the afternoon games on Sunday, I think Brant had 3 players left. It was Josh Allen, it was Darren Waller, and it was CeeDee Lamb. He was projected to finish almost at the exact mark that Erica was at.
He was ahead.
I remember looking at those 3 names going, well, if you got 3 guys to do it, that's probably going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then just game scripts dictated that they just didn't do it. Not because they're bad players or really even had bad games. They just got taken out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But let's talk Erica's team a little bit because she's got some issues too. Trevor Lawrence, I think, is going to be fine.
Yeah.
He still is wont to make a boneheaded play once or twice because he's young. He'll still do that. But, he can sling it. They got a good offense.
And he can sling it to Calvin Ridley.
Oh, my God.
So good.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
There's a reason why everybody groaned when he went off the draft board because we saw those clips of him running.
He was like
they weren't a joke.
He was like half a round before, like everybody was wanting to do it, and you're like, but you saw, you're like, yeah,
I wanted that. I wanted him.
Same way I felt about Garrett Wilson a round prior.
Yeah.
Well, how the turntables have turned on that one.
But on the opposite side of that, Cam Akers is booty. That man had 22 rushes for 29 yards. He only got 9 points because he got a touchdown run on 4th and goal. Cam Akers is shit.
I feel like someone said that out loud.
Hey,
I feel like my ears heard that somewhere.
Hey.
But it wasn't this one.
I feel like I had like a video playback that was almost like my face and my voice looking into my eyes saying that.
We also called Calvin Ridley way before anybody else, by the way.
No, not way before. We all saw the video at the same time.
Yeah, I was following the hype on that one.
Yeah, we all.
But I knew Cam Akers was going to be booty.
Yeah.
I also called. I called Calvin Ridley. We called
down the resume now.
Look at this.
Jordan
Look at this
Adams.
man.
How about you just own your mistake?
We're talking
about Cam Akers, sir.
We called Zay Flowers as well. Anyway, let's just say what we have to say, folks. You can't get them all right, and we were wrong on Cam Akers. It's Kyron Williams, baby.
Not we.
Yeah, let's stop that.
It's the royal we. I'm the fantasy prince. It's the royal we. Okay, so
that's good.
We're rebranding. The fantasy.
You call yourself
prince.
the fantasy prince?
The fantasy prince.
I love that name. I love that name.
The fantasy prince.
Never the king.
No, the prince.
Never the king. That's perfect for you. He's a fantasy duke.
Yeah. The fantasy prince. Let's go. I'll take it. Still royalty.
But not even like the oldest son.
You will address me as your grace.
You're not even next in line for the throne.
You'll address me as your grace.
Father fantasy football.
No, anyway. Listen.
Who thought Calvin Ridley was going to triple the score of Jamar Chase week 1?
I mean, the weather dictated that game in Ohio. There's a nasty storm system on the east.
She should be happy that she got 7 points out of it, basically, because it could have been nothing like T. Higgins did.
You're right, and she should be happy to see a 6.6 out of Jamar Chase, and you get a dub. You get a 20-point dub.
Yep, and Raheem Mostert stayed healthy and he scored a touchdown.
Hell yeah,
he looked good too.
And Hawkinson was the best tight end.
The best tight end in all of our league this week.
And he was involved. He had 10 targets, I think.
Yep.
So that's, she's fine. She's got a Cam Akers problem. That's it. And Josh Jacobs playing dead.
And it's a Yeah, that's real. She's got a Cam Akers problem, and it's a fucking problem.
It is. But she got Zay Flowers sitting on the bench. She throw Raheem Mostert in there and put Zay Flowers at flex, and she's good.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's
So-
what, and
She got
that's
a good
what,
starting lineup.
and that's what she's gonna do.
She lost Deontay Johnson though. He's probably out a month.
Honestly, I thought that was a bad draft pick from the get go, and I mean, you don't. It's an injury, so whatever. But
It's
I don't
true.
know.
And with Zay Flowers showing what he showed, she's got Calvin Ridley,
It's
Jamar
fine.
Chase, and him. He's never going to touch the lineup.
Yeah, she's fine. She's doing good.
Should
Erica,
we move on?
solid team.
Yeah, let's do it.
She's got a good team, man.
She does.
This one, how brutal is this one for Trish? She rolls in,
Oh, man.
rolls in and gets 3 points out of Joe Burrow and loses to Louise with Travis Kelce and Kyle Pitts in the lineup.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
that hurts.
That's rough.
She can't
That's real
she can't
rough.
buy any luck. You know, Trish I thought did well in the draft. You know, I thought she was fine. But lordy, lordy, how did things change in week one? I mean, 3 points. She had the lowest scoring quarterback.
I feel a slight bit of redemption, and it won't mean anything to anybody else, but Erica beat me last year, week one, by less than 1 point. So to see her on the other side of that court this year, I'm like, yeah, get him, Luis.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
yeah. I
That's
mean,
rough.
that is
Luis,
rough.
without divulging any personal details, had a family situation where he had to leave town. For anybody that didn't know, that might be like, why isn't he getting a warning? That's why Kelce was still in his lineup.
It's also not like he didn't set an entire lineup. He left one person that doesn't qualify.
Yeah,
It's
I don't
accurate.
think anybody's throwing a fit about it, but I just figured I'd throw that out there before.
But also,
anything.
he won.
He did win,
did?
so
He
you
won.
can't complain.
Knock it
He
out.
won.
Yeah,
You know who's in the top half in our fantasy league?
Luis.
Luis Moreno.
The guy that's never played before,
Yeah.
that literally
Yeah.
showed up to the draft to wait on us and then joined the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a lucky guy he was.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
suck it, all you fucking losers.
So Luis has got big problems though, because Kelsey's probably. I don't think Kelsey's playing again next week. Yeah,
I don't think he is either.
Well, he's got big problems.
Yeah, it's a big problem.
He's got
This is
J.K.
a-
Dobbins gone.
Pitts didn't get a catch until like
I mean-
the last minute of the third quarter.
He didn't draft a very good team, and he's going to start having consequences.
Hold on a minute though, because he's got Kenny Gainwell.
Yeah,
Kenny Gainwell could slide right in there. RB2.
yeah.
He very well
mean-
could.
And
I'm
that's
not
what's gonna
buying.
happen.
I'm not buying the Eagles running attack in the sense that they always seem to have a three-headed monster by week 5 of the season.
I just don't
Good
know,
point.
man. I think
Good
Kenny
point.
Gainwell is going to be the dude.
I mean, Rashad Penny could come back.
He's never coming back. He ain't never coming back. And if he does, he ain't going to be on my squad. Anyway, so Mahomes, you know, not a great game for Mahomes, but he still puts up 20. That's what Mahomes does.
Yep.
And Mahomes did not play bad either. He was let down.
Mahomes was carrying
Yeah.
that team.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
Tony didn't have the Asperger game that he had,
I mean,
they win that game.
Without
did-
Travis
they would've.
Kelsey, without Travis Kelsey, that receiving core is really poultry, and Travis Kelsey is so good that it doesn't matter that the receivers are garbage when he's there.
Mahomes,
not there.
though, the reason why Mahomes is the best is because he played with the junior, he played with the JV squad,
Mhm.
and he still almost won. And he
Still
put up a
almost got it.
respectable game.
Mhm.
You could
Yeah.
tell there were certain plays where he would roll out or scramble, and he'd have his backup tight end doing the Kelsey one, where Kelsey's catching this ball. He's got a yard of separation. He could sling it, right? And he would like think about it, and then he would go, "That's not Travis," and he would scramble, and he would get maybe halfway to the first down marker, and then get knocked out. But that's
There
completely
was-
different when that guy plays.
There was one time where Noah Gray did his best Travis Kelce impersonation, though. Caught it, hit him with that little bop, and then turned around, took it upfield for 20. That was the nicest play one of the tight ends made, yeah. But yeah, anyway, loses Dobbins. He's got a problem with the New England running backs. They were playing the Eagles, and Ramondre still put up double digits. Okay,
Yes, he
and
did.
caught a lot of passes.
Stevenson looked hungry. He looked good, but it's the same situation that Branson with worse running backs.
You know what could be the redeeming quality for him?
That's exactly
Is
it.
that Mike Evans with Baker looks all right.
Yeah.
Looks all right.
Yeah.
If he can be all right, then Luis.
Who knew
okay.
Mike Evans would be just fine again? God damn,
Yeah, it's like he only puts up 1,000 yards every season, no matter what.
Every season.
dude!
No matter what.
When he caught that touchdown, Brant said goodbye, and I seen his fantasy team go the same way. Like, we're not seeing Brant again today.
That was a rough
Brant's
game for
gone.
Brett. That's a
Brent's
rough
outta here.
day,
Vikings,
Brent.
Vikings love one-score games.
Brent's outta here.
Love one-score games.
I love Brent. Look, he wears his heart on his sleeve, man.
He does,
know?
and it's purple.
Yeah,
It's
it
purple
is.
all the way through.
It is. And the fact that team paid T.J. Hawkinson before Justin Jefferson.
I mean, they're
What-
gonna
what
pay
are you-
Justin Jefferson.
Well,
They're
what are
gonna
you-
do it.
What are you doing?
I don't know. It does seem strange. It does seem strange.
But anyway, Luis got Philly defense too. You like that? He's got the Kansas City kicker. I mean, Luis could do something here. You know, if Kyle Pitts, well, he's gonna get rid of Kyle Pitts, but Travis Kelce comes back. He throw
Well,
Kenny Gainwell in.
he's gonna get rid of Kyle Pitts.
I
He
we all
better.
know that's coming.
He better.
You should trade him.
You
Well,
should
he's
trade
got
him to
5
me.
points on the board.
He should trade him to me, right?
He look no, we shouldn't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why?
He
Why not?
looks- Huh?
Why not?
Why so? You proposed it.
Yeah,
Well,
I would love for you to have Kyle Pitts. Go ahead.
I
He's
don't,
terrible.
I don't
Yeah.
like Kyle Pitts.
Go ahead. Take
That's
Kyle
not-
Pitts.
I'm not suffering that.
Hey, take Kyle Pitts and wish that Marcus Mariota was at quarterback still.
Yeah, no shit. My God.
Luis doesn't have the
He's
worst
worse
depth
than
in the league.
Mariota.
He doesn't have the
He's not
worst
good.
depth on his team in the league, but if you look at him, it's all flashes in the pan. It's nobody that's going to be consistently productive. I can see Zeke having a 2-touchdown vulture game. I can see Marquise Brown having a good game in the slot. You know what I mean? Catching a couple people. Tyler Boyd's been known to do that, but they're all few and far between. So
You're not going to know when to play him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Cooper and Evans can hold him down a wide receiver.
Honestly, he's got to change that goddamn team name. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, come on, man.
yeah,
What are you doing?
that needs to
Yeah.
go.
What are you
It's
doing?
like, how about just them homies?
Right?
You know, I mean, that's an easy
Why,
one.
why don't you just call yourself the fucking hold on, let me make sure that literally none of them are on his team. The Cincinnati Bengals. You know what I mean? Like
get
the fuck outta here.
Yeah, it's the same concept. I mean, he does have Tyler Boyd. So.
Why doesn't he call himself the Miami Dolphins?
Ah, damn it. Tyler Boyd.
Even that would be more accurate.
It would,
Him
though.
and
It would.
Cincinnati Bengals
You
would
could
be
the
more
Cincinnati
accurate
Bengals.
than Lamar time.
Jesus Christ.
For shame.
He should call himself One Big Bingo. Anyway, so
Mingo Mango.
You should.
Mingo Mahomes. Anyway, we'll workshop it. We'll get.
How about Mingo Passion Fruit?
How
How about not?
I was thinking. Anyway, so yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out. So let's talk about Trish's team. Brutal. Mahomes. Cincinnati gets
Brutal.
crushed. Well, she's got she's got Burrow.
Go right to the
Let's talk about Trish's team. Fucking brutal.
It was brutal, dude. What? I mean, seriously, what does that household have to do for some fantasy luck?
They had a bad week one.
Dude, they've had a bad year 1, 2, and now week 1.
I almost want to like rig a draft for them or something so they
Dude,
stay in our league because I mean,
Same,
shit,
because
dude.
I love these people.
I
And
do
they-
love
Is it going to be
Okay.
one of those situations? Because we already talked about Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce not being in our fantasy playoffs. Are you going to add the number 1 overall pick to the list?
Oh my god,
Because she don't make playoffs. Nobody's got
That'd
to
be
worry
sad.
about JJ.
that'd be sad. Can't do
Wow.
that to JJ. Come on.
You're right. Hey, Trish, trade me JJ.
Yeah. Hey.
And it's not because I want him. It's because the league wants it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you
heard
know,
it.
we all know that fuck Cody. So I have a Javante if you're interested. You know, we'll figure it out. We'll talk. We'll workshop it. Okay. I know you need something other than Pacheco. Okay. Now, anyway, because he didn't do shit.
Miles
So,
Sanders. Miles Sanders for JJ. Straight up.
Get out of here. Anyway, let's keep talking about what we're here to talk about. So JJ, fantastic. Don't need to talk about him. Had so many chunk plays down the field.
He's
That's skinny.
stupid.
He's chunky. Let's
Yeah.
call him chunky. That's what we
I want to
should call him.
play. I want to play Madden as the Vikings so bad. Every single time I watch him play.
The skinny post. He was lighting dudes up with the skinny post all game long. Slide right between the linebacker and the safety, 20 yards easy. They made it look easy, like they're out there just running the route tree, man.
Mhm.
And they're running, and they're not playing against a bad defense either. Like the Bucks got a good linebacker core, you know. Although I will say Devin White is better in run fits than he is in pass defense for sure. That man is nasty filling a hole on the run. Anyway, He had so many great tackles. Devonta Smith came through, the Slim Reaper, as they call him. It's a fantastic nickname.
It's a good name. It's a good name.
The Slim Reaper, I love it.
Mm.
He got a Madden card where there's like a Grim Reaper behind him, and he's got a visor on, and he's looking like this. It's sick, man. It's sick.
That's good. That's good.
Anyway, Evan Ingram, close to being the top tight end on the week.
It's true.
All 5 of his targets in the cesspit that is the tight end pool. I'll take that every week.
He was much more involved than Christian Kirk.
Yep.
So,
Fucking Calvin Ridley buried Austin's Christian Kirk so bad.
And Zay Jones is better than Christian Kirk.
Well, that's because Christian Kirk and Calvin Ridley are the same receiver, and Calvin Ridley is 8 times better than him.
Yeah.
Well, no, because Ridley. Well, they move Ridley all over the place, right? But Kirk
which is what Christian Kirk
slot.
Which is what Christian Kirk was going to do because Jay Zones is going to be out wide every play.
Yeah, he's outside, big bodied guy. Ken Walker looked all right. They just got their ass kicked.
Jay Zones got him too good.
Oh.
Jay Zones got him too good.
Are you back now, Patrick?
There was what? Okay, so if I froze,
You say Zay Jones?
Well, no, I just had, dude, that's amazing because we did that and the screen froze too. Like you guys paused, but the screen also froze.
It's so good.
Fantastic.
So good.
It's like it's like we have mental abilities or something.
What else we got?
It's like we're special. Mentally.
We are definitely special.
Yeah, there's a few different places on the spectrum these darts are landing.
Let's go. Anyway, so Trish, I think is going to be fine. Just a bad week. Joe Burrow's not going to put up 3 points.
She's going to be right in the swamp in a few weeks.
You're right.
But like towards the top of it.
Yeah.
She has
muddy ankles
problem at running back. She doesn't have any upside at running back.
I keep hearing that with all these teams we talked about. The depth of running back right now in our league is fucking shallow.
Well, we're about to talk about somebody who actually has great depth at running back, surprisingly and sadly, because we all thought he was fucked. But he actually probably has the best running back core in the league right now. So with that, should we transition into our final matchup and the champion who we were all writing off? Rising
victory.
Jake on Jake crime.
Yeah. Let me just start by saying that Jake Strozzi was the man that I played 3 times last year. And if you don't remember, because you probably don't, because who cares besides me, I beat him in all 3 of them. And I assumed I was going to get my ass fucking spanked week 1.
We all did. We all
my second round pick and my 3rd round pick.
You picked against you.
I did. I thought I was going to be 0-4, maybe 1-3. I said to the league that I'd shit my pants if I pulled out a week, and I did it right away.
Man,
I said to the league that I'd shit your pants.
Hey, you want to know? You want to know what it is for you? Brandon Ayuk might be the pick of the draft. Totally froze.
I had Jonathan Taylor and Cooper Kupp sidelined for 4 weeks, and I still got the RB2 performance and the wide receiver 2 performance.
Is Cody's face?
Oh, yeah, Cody's definitely freezing right now, too. It's like he's having a stroke. And just looks like he's having a stroke. Into it. He'll be back in a minute.
He'll be back in a minute, folks. But yeah, man.
But go down my team, though, man. Like all the people you got, like injury-wise, there's Jonathan Taylor, gone. Aaron Rodgers, now gone. Cooper Kupp, fucking gone. George Kittle was day-to-day last week. Eckler now has got a possible ankle injury, and Kelly's snipping at his heels.
Yep.
Oh, boy. I feel like I'm on a tightrope right now.
You are walking on thin ice, but that ice is laced with the powerful thundering legs of Breece Hall. The stadium. Man, I had goosebumps when he's getting hit in the hole. When he's getting hit in the hole, he's breaking that tackle and still getting 7 yards. They had him dead to rights so many times.
And they weren't even being shy about using him. They limited his carries a little bit short, but his first carry was a 26-yard gain. Second carry was an 83-yard gain.
At the end of the game, Salah was just like, nah, man, we're giving this man the ball. Are you guys both losing? You guys both freezing a little bit. We lost Cody. Hopefully we don't lose Jake here. But anyway, that stadium, man, at the end of the game when he was running the ball and then he gets a 7-yard carry and it's all breeze. I was like,
yes,
this
dude,
man's
it was
a
so
superstar.
good.
This guy's
Well,
a
that's
superstar.
you can hear me, right? Just so we're not both talking at the same
I
time.
can hear
Cool.
you. Yeah.
So I took all the question marks with my guys, and some of them obviously didn't pan out, but then the two that did, Ayuk and Brees Hall look like they might be just absolute studs.
Brandon Ayuk looks like the realness, man. He looks so good. He had a perfect game.
Picture this. In the world where Jonathan Taylor and Jim Irsay can figure something out, I'm not saying it's going to happen. He may not touch the field this year, but in a world where he does, that man, Austin Eckler and Brees Hall in the same lineup.
If Cooper Kupp comes back and is somehow right.
Well, because then we're not even talking about DeAndre Hopkins, who got 12 targets this week.
Yeah. And I mean, it also.
Is Cody calling us instead of just joining the
damn it,
man
Cody.
every week?
All right, folks. Technical difficulties. Cody doesn't know how to use Zoom, so we're going to invite him back in. Because we literally have to send him an invite, otherwise he can't figure it out.
Just know that as good as Cody is at fantasy football, he is that bad at working Zoom.
He is fucking terrible at Zoom. And I will say that with my chest out. Cody sucks at Zoom.
He's back.
It's wild. It's wild how I just can't do it.
Man.
Oh, I gotta put padding on the bottom again.
Yep.
Yeah, like I think if I get shown by an actual human being one time how to do it, I'm like, okay, I can do it forever.
Nah,
but because that one time hasn't happened, no.
There you go. Well, we're just talking about all the question marks on my team and how the ones that didn't pan out were washed out with the ones that did turn out, like the Brees Hall and the Brandon Ayuk pick.
Brandon Ayuk.
Mm-hmm.
You are on such thin ice, though, man. If you lose one more injury, you have nobody on the bench. You have nobody on the bench.
I'm the waiver wire between week 1 and week 2 looking at it like, fuck, I'm drafting somebody I want because I got to.
Mm-hmm.
You better be out there trying to scrape up any scrap of depth you can find, man, because that's what you need.
I mean, I'm not as nervous as you would like me to be because I'm the leader of my division when I should have lost by 40.
Yeah. And your quarterback put up 4 points, and he still.
And my other one put up 4 plays.
Would you? Oh God!
It wasn't even 4 plays, was it? It wasn't like 2.
It was 4.
4.
Okay, well, anyway,
4 snaps.
Fun while it lasted.
Yeah, it was. But Mr. Strozzi still put up a good performance, or at least it looks that way, because he got 39 points from Tyreek Hill, the top scorer of the week.
Well, Tyreek Hill just went over to T. Higgins. He's like, dude, it's cool. I got it. Don't worry about it. I'll score enough for both of us.
And he did.
He did. T. Higgins didn't get a single point.
Yeah, I mean, if T. Higgins shows up at all, this matchup is razor thin.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the weather in that game is that.
Yeah, we keep saying it.
Yeah.
Also, I thought David Njoku was going to be a little bit better too, because the Bengals are actually a little bit vulnerable in the middle of their defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they get taken advantage of.
I'm ready to give up on Njoku because I've heard nothing but, well, this is his time to do something.
Yeah,
and he hasn't.
Mm-hmm.
He was best when it was the beef brisket throwing the ball. Yeah,
he still wasn't. And he still wasn't really that great.
It's true.
He had some games, man. There was
but you know what we're saying. He was never the fantasy guy.
Like 2 games.
I mean, he's done. He reminds me a lot of OJ Howard, but he's
honestly
the OJ Howard that actually has produced a little bit.
He put together less work than J.K. Dobbins.
I mean, that's fair, but they're not the same position. So
you know what I'm saying, though.
I mean, fair.
We talk about him. We talk about him like the same. Like, they could do it. They got all the tools.
So again, with the running back issues, I mean, Strozzi is a little bit light in the running back department.
Little bit.
He's got Dameon Pierce and James Conner who are on atrocious offenses.
5.7 and 9.5. Strozzi in trouble.
James Conner is going to do it on volume. Okay, he's going to put up 7 to 10 points a week.
9.5 is his ceiling, though.
It is, unless he falls in the end zone, which ain't going to happen.
Not very much.
Maybe he gets 5 touchdowns on the year if he's lucky.
Yeah, because it won't get
Uh,
close enough.
No, it's gonna have to be against a bad team, whatever.
Yeah,
But
your
the
two
bright
running
spot,
backs are in Houston and Arizona.
the bright
Like
spot
that
is.
alone. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Nope. Bright spot is what?
The bright spot is Jahmyr Gibbs because Jahmyr Gibbs looked nice in the open field, and
I agree.
he will get more involved, and he'll
He
score
will get
than
more
7
touchdowns
points.
because he's on an offense that actually exists.
The problem is he's gonna have to score him from outside the 20 because inside the 20, that's David Montgomery's job, baby.
Yeah, but he can.
He can.
He absolutely
He's
can.
gonna, and he's gonna.
There was one. Do you remember the play in that game where they pitched him the ball and he had them dead to rights for a 25-yard touchdown and he slipped?
Yep.
He had the edge.
I was really excited about that one.
Yeah.
That was his NFL debut touchdown on national television, and that ankle just went whoop.
Yeah. That was a bummer for him, but he's gonna have many more opportunities like that. So Strozy, I think, is gonna be all right. I mean, Tyreek Hill is that dude. Probably
That's true.
I mean, if he's gonna play like that, he's the wide receiver 1 probably this
Well,
year.
I feel like he's gonna find a way to put Mike Williams in his lineup at some point too, because just the chance of that dude getting multiple touchdowns is gonna be too much.
Especially
Mike
with
Williams
as your quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Williams was already hurt.
Yeah, and he's gonna be, dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're not saying play him every week. But
Yeah,
he's gonna get you 20 points, maybe 30 once or twice.
He's gonna fucking splash a couple times.
I don't know, man.
And not just a couple. He's not gonna splash just a couple.
And Tyreek's
like
gonna
Mike
hit
Williams.
on 90% of his weeks. So
Yep.
Yeah.
lump them together, and that's 70 points on a week.
It's true. You're gonna put together a fucking 140 one week because you're gonna get 2 Mike Williams touchdowns and then Tyreek exists.
It's true. And it's nice when you get him with Herbert and Mike. If you get that 3 touchdown.
God, he
Mike
might not
Williams
though,
game.
because you're starting Dameon Pierce and James Conner.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's tough.
So, but he's also not going to get 0 out of Higgins either.
You're right. He almost got 100 with a 0 Higgins, but
I think you got to find a way to have confidence, Jahmyr Gibbs, and put one of them other running backs on the bench and run out Hill, Higgins, and Mike Williams is what you got to do.
Yeah, and I think Dameon Pierce is the one that goes, right?
Probably, man. He's splitting. He's giving up work to Devin Singletary, and he's on a horrible team.
Yeah,
they have a worse offensive line than they did last year. They have better personnel, but it went under the radar. The Houston Texans offensive line has been decimated by injury. They've lost 3 starters already.
Well, everything's under the radar in Houston because no one gives up.
I know, but
under the radar.
That's
under
fair.
the surface.
That's where they live. They pay rent under the radar.
But Dameon Pierce was picked to be an RB2, and he is not going to be that this year.
I think you're right, and I was one of those people that picked him to be that.
I think you look for Jake to maybe dump one of those 2 defenses to pick up some depth because he's going to need it. He's got Pittsburgh and Miami's defense both drafted.
If you want to, Strozy, if you need to come at me with some T. Higgins trade news.
Oh my God. Nobody's trading you their best fucking players, Cody. You got to offer somebody first.
Yeah.
And I will.
I mean,
I'm not just like, hey, give me T. Higgins. Hold on.
That's exactly what you said.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I said, we'll
You
trade.
said the same thing about Kyle Pitts. Yeah, but I hear your tone.
If you're
You
gonna
don't
go
know
get
shit.
Higgins, this is the week to do it.
Uh-huh.
Clearly. So I mean, you're not wrong. But I mean, Jake, back to your team for a minute. I mean, Kittle is probably not going to have the upside that he did because there's too many mouths to feed in that offense. But he'll still Kittle you once in a while, probably.
He'll do all right. And when your ceiling is at 7.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. And then Baltimore's defense looked good, but they're playing Houston. Let's pump the brakes.
Oh yeah, Baltimore was drafted for week 1.
Yeah, I mean, and there's defenses out there to be acquired. So I mean, I don't think you got to worry about that too much. I think you got maybe a diamond in the rough a little bit, especially with Mike Williams' injury history. If he goes down and Quentin Johnson gets out there on the field, you can have something there later in the year too. But you also got Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor on your bench still, like you said. If they come back and they're somehow right, you got a problem squad.
And if Kamara comes back and the hype about Kendrick Miller or something, he might be somebody that emerges around week 8, 9, 10.
It's true. I'm not that. I mean, Tennessee, that was just a defensive battle. That game.
It was.
I mean, there was not
and some bad play calling. Man, that was rough.
You don't really have 2 very offensive-minded coaches in either of those teams.
Mr. Wilson, do you have anything else to say about this matchup?
Nah, I opened with it. I got it off my chest.
Must feel good, huh?
I mean, there's a reason we call him Jake too when it comes to the fantasy world. Love the guy.
Such a great dude.
He's a great dude.
What an average fucking fantasy footballer.
But he's
though.
lost his last 4 games to me.
That's why he's
I
in my
haven't
phone
lost-
as
What's he in your phone?
he's in my phone as Swamp Ass Jake. He's always in it. He's always in it. He's always in the middle of that nasty water, man.
All right.
Just a kryptonite.
Now, with that said, should we move on to next week's matchups?
We should, because we're gonna flirt with the 2-hour episode.
Because all I gotta say is
Stop that. Stop that.
We
I tell
are
people you're
gonna-
my friend, and I need you to quit doing this on the internet.
we are gonna wreck the butthole records next
Oh,
week.
you guys playing each other?
Oh, are we?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I got
Oh
some
yeah.
juicy matchups on my squad this week. It's all greens,
You
baby.
think so?
It's
You think so?
all greens.
You think so?
Except for the Pats are playing Miami. Don't like that?
You don't like that? We don't like that.
But
You're screaming at defense this week.
oh, probably, sir.
Oh yeah. You better. You better.
We'll see. But anyway, you know, I don't know. I mean, you guys want to pick that one? Jake, who you got? Let's let Jake pick it because we're obviously
Oh man, if I'm picking, let me look at your benches real quick.
Yeah,
I mean, you're
consider
right. Your
that Anthony
defense
Rich-
isn't going to exist. You got
Anthony Richardson is getting that start, just in case you need it.
oh, absolutely, because you're
Yeah.
not doing Dak against the Jets defense if you don't have to. No fucking way.
I got one of these.
Oh,
for
man.
you if you pick me, Jake. Come on now.
Oh well,
It'll be
I
dry
don't-
by the time he gets it.
Nope.
I
Nope.
mean, I'm going with Cody. He scored more than you this week, and he looks like he's got favorable matchups. Believe me, I'd like to pick Patrick.
Yeah, I know he. I know he
Cody's-
wants to.
Cody's-
Nobody wants to pick me.
Cody's
Well, I
gonna
got-
get that revenge. You're gonna get that revenge. for
Cody
last
talks a
year.
lot of
Patrick,
shit, but like then he's backing it up with wins and points. Like,
Cody-
I gotta pick him this week.
Patrick,
Cody's
every
gonna get
time
that
that you
work.
play me, you put up your lowest point total of the season because I'm in your head, dog.
Yeah. Oh, you're in my head. All right.
I'm like the fucking
Fair enough.
cranberries.
Fair enough.
You can't shake
You know what,
me.
man? You know what, man?
Every
Aaron
week
Jones ain't
it's
gonna
zombie
play.
in your home.
Aaron Jones ain't gonna play, and I love that song, so I'm all right with that. Anyway, Aaron Jones ain't gonna
I
play.
like that song.
Dak Prescott's gonna get jets all over.
Well, he's not going to start because Anthony Richardson's starting against the fucking Texans, you dumb bitch.
cool. And guess what? Anthony Richardson ain't gonna do shit
Okay.
because the Texans gonna eat that lunch. Let's
Okay.
go, Texans.
All right.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, but
Look at
Jordan
real team in
Addison,
Texas.
Jordan
Let's
Addison,
A
and
real
Alexander
team in Texas.
Madison are both going against the Philly Eagles defense, and they were your bread and butter this week.
Hey, I'm all right. Let's go. I got Stephon Diggs against Las Vegas. We like that.
You
We
like
got A.J. Brown against Minnesota. We like that. Let's go, man. We got Lamar Jackson playing Cincinnati. I'm all right with that. He's going to rebound. David Montgomery, I ain't scared about Seattle's run defense. Come on now. We got Javonte Williams. He's going to be in the lineup. He's going to be in the lineup.
We're going down
Please.
to everybody on all the matchups for this
Right.
week, or do you want
Can't do
to
that.
do you want to
Can't do that.
generalize a little bit?
We
here?
got to pick some winners. 'Cause
All
we're
right,
gonna- we're
let's
gonna do
move
the thing.
on. We're picking
And you're gonna lose,
Todd,
by the way.
clearly.
You're going to
Yeah,
be
but-
1-1 next week.
Hey,
You and the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles are all
Hey.
going to be 1-1 next week.
I fear no man. Okay. Anyway, so all I'm
Hey.
trying to say is we got Todd and Allen next.
Todd's projected 112 for this week. The
Looks like a
computers-
blowout to me.
Computers
112 to
didn't
nothing.
see what Todd did last week.
Guys,
Yeah, they need to take a second look at his roster.
this is a clear pick. It's 112 to nothing. What are
That's
we
true.
smoking?
Yeah, it is.
I
But
mean,
also look at Todd's matchups. Todd's matchups look really good.
they do. Jalen Hurts is gonna fucking crush Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
he
gonna
is.
be great. It's
Yeah,
gonna
he
be a revenge tour.
Saquon Barkley is going to crush Arizona.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
The Giants
Todd
are
could
gonna
just-
wanna beat up on.
Todd could just play the Seahawks against their opponents, the Lions. He's got Tyler Lockett, he's got Geno Smith, he's got the Seahawks kicker, and he's got the Seahawks defense.
Todd's
It's ride
got,
or die
What a
on one
fucking
matchup.
homer. What a fucking homer.
Todd's got
Holy
much better
smokes.
matchups. Much
Yeah,
better
he does.
matchups. Travis
Yeah.
Etienne might eat against Kansas City.
I mean, Pollard and Wilson, you're going against those defenses. You don't fucking like that. You like
You don't
Travis
want to run the
Etienne
ball in the
against Kansas
Jets.
I'm picking Todd just
You don't
because
wanna-
I don't
you
feel
wanna
like
throw the
skipping through
ball
Allen's
against
bullshit
Dallas.
lineup.
That's right.
Yeah, no, honestly, like all of Allen's big hitters are awful matchups defensively.
It's got to be Todd.
Got to be Todd.
Unanimous.
Todd, if you lose again, man, I'm sorry.
Magnanimous.
We're trying. We're putting it out there for you.
We
It's
are.
gotta be Todd. Me and
So-
Brant. Let's look at me and Brant.
Okay. All right. You and Brent. Well, I mean, look at what he did. He's got Bijan and Algier in. That's who he's got in his lineup this week.
Yeah, he does against Green Bay. Oh, man.
You said not to do it against Green Bay. You said definitely not.
He said it. He said it. He said,
Green
"Don't
Bay's
do that."
Green Bay's got a good run defense. They got some
can't
beef
wait.
boys in the middle,
I
but
can't. I hope he
I'm on
keeps
your
it.
side this week about that.
yeah,
I
I don't know. I mean, I'm still in the same boat about my team. I'm missing my second, my third round pick. So, like, it's really hard for me to pick myself to win.
Brees ain't gonna run that like that against Dallas, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
Although-
if Brees, yeah. I think Brees might get replaced with Zach Moss this week.
Here's the thing. I would.
Ugh. God, don't
here's
do
the
that.
thing. Here's
It's
the thing.
against Houston.
I don't know, dude.
I hear your arguments, and it's hard to
And
say.
it's Dallas.
I
You know what I mean?
But
I
here's
know-
the
I know
thing.
what you-
Here's the thing.
I'm not taking out Ayuk. I'm not taking out Hopkins.
Until that game broke wide open, and I know it broke all. Okay, until it broke all the way open, the Giants were running the ball well between the tackles on that first.
Yeah.
Not before it broke open for their initial drive of the game, and then
That's
never
it.
again.
That's
That's
what
it.
I'm saying, though. So what I'm trying to say is, if we're
So bef-
looking,
So
if we're
before
looking
the
at a
defense
glimmer of
made
hope-
any adjustments,
if we're looking at a glimmer of hope, if the game is close, maybe the Jets have more success running the ball. That's all I'm saying.
okay,
That's all I'm saying.
okay,
Yeah,
you know what?
okay.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So who
So,
you
I'm gonna go. Let's see here. Jacksonville ain't gonna do shit.
I will not be
Uh,
fooled again. I'm picking vanilla victory, baby. I'm switching sides.
I think we gotta.
I'm
picking
I'm
Brent.
doing it.
I'm sticking with it. I'm not going to let you guys.
Just gonna keep picking against itself. If that keeps
Brent-
working, that'll be
Brant,
great.
congratulations on your victory this week.
You know what? You know what, Jake? You don't have a chance. You just sit them all. Just sit them.
Oh, okay.
them down. Go ahead and ruin your chances of getting a point title this year, and just sit your entire team.
Hey, quit trying to butt fuck this cowboy, okay?
We did it.
We did
We
it.
got him.
We did it.
All right.
Like I got.
That
On
was
the
nice.
next.
Let's do Jacoby and Austin. The
What would have been the Dave Austin matchup?
oh man, and you know what? Man,
Ooh.
I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go with Jacoby on this one, probably.
Yeah.
I think I do. Austin's got a weak team, man. I'm
Nobody's
sorry.
got real
He does.
shitty matchups, so it's just kind of player dependent, it looks like. But there's a margin.
Here's the deal. If the Jalen Waddle game happens next week, like we think, because Bill Belichick said, "I'm not fucking doing Tyreek Hill again. I'm not going to do it." Then Austin could win because he's stacking them up. But
Yeah.
that's what it's going to take because Austin's got a bad team.
If Houston somehow keeps the game relatively close, Michael Pittman could go off too.
Yeah.
And then
Because
you have
he's guaranteed to get I think a ceiling on his tight end is 4 points.
Well,
Derrick
Brian
Henry-
Robinson's going to have a worse game.
yes, he will. Denver's
Yeah.
got a good defense. Najee Harris is going to do terrible. He's playing Cleveland. Derrick Henry's a question mark because I don't know what Los Angeles is on run defense.
I agree.
So
And it doesn't
maybe-
really matter because Derrick Henry's going to fucking run on people anyway.
It's probably
fucking-
going to be fun.
He got a floor of 13 points.
He's nasty. I mean, we all keep saying he's going to get old eventually. No, he won't. He's going to play
No.
until he's
Yeah,
90.
he's invincible.
He's gonna play. He's gonna
Yeah.
play until he physically can't, and that's gonna be because of an injury.
And that's going to be a long time because that man
It is.
physically can't.
God, he's so good.
He physically can, not physically.
I love watching that man run.
It's a good time.
It is.
It's like it reminds me of what AJ Dillon could be if he didn't suck, you know? Because god damn it, I am done with AJ Dillon. The man can't catch the ball. He's got clubs for hands.
We're almost
Okay.
2 hours.
What are we doing
Now's
here?
not the time for AJ
It
Dillon.
ain't
No,
now.
we're
We're
going
almost
back
at
in.
2 hours, Patrick.
There's two more matchups.
Nobody's even listening right now.
It's
They're
true. It's
all
only us.
listening.
It's only us.
Hey, then let's do it for us. Erica and Trish, who you got?
That's a good point. Well, let me look at these matchups here. I gotta pick Erica. I gotta pick Erica because Trish lost to Luis starting Travis Kelce last
I'm
week.
going
And
Trish.
out of respect, I refuse to do it again.
I'm going Trish. I like the Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon regress to the positively against their division rivals. I think they have a
That's
decent game.
I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are gonna beat the Chiefs next week.
Now that would be an upset pick. But
I'm
no.
picking wifey because of the Trevor Lawrence Calvin Ridley connection.
Same.
That's what I'm saying. And then
And Jamar Chase. And Jamar Chase is gonna do something to rebound.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna do something against Baltimore.
All the Joe Burrow points that Trish is happy with next week are gonna go to Jamar Chase, and it's gonna ruin her.
Yeah, I mean, and then Jefferson's got to get. He's going to get Slay. You know, I mean, Slay's not the lockdown corner that we think. He makes big plays, but he's not. He's not a lockdown like
He's a big play guy, a la like Trayvon Diggs.
Absolutely, gives up big plays though too.
He does.
Yep. So we'll see, but I think
Trayvon Diggs is better though.
We'll see about that.
I mean, their contracts tell the truth.
I mean, maybe. Anyway, reel it in. I'm gonna go Erica. Anybody picking Trish? Did we go over
2
that?
hours.
Yeah.
I'm going Trish.
Yeah, we got a Trish over here.
Last
split vote.
one. Luis versus Swamp Ass Jake. I'm going with the Swamp.
I am too, because Luis doesn't have a good team.
This one feels easy to me.
He doesn't have a good team, and he lost part of his team, and Travis Kelce is not playing next week.
Seems like a no-brainer pick of the week.
It looks like we got Jamal Williams already in the lineup, and no Dameon Pierce.
Yeah.
And you don't like that.
Yeah.
You don't like that?
You don't like to see it?
They aren't playing Carolina, though. Carolina just got tore up on the ground.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
I think Jamal Williams gets 2 touchdowns next week.
It might. He very well might. If there's a week to do it, it's going to be against Carolina.
I think so.
Which is honestly, this is the last thing I'll say, and then we can wrap this shit up because we have gone long. But the last point I'll make is that it's honestly a little bit surprising that Carolina is so bad against the run. Now, granted, they did play probably the best running team in the league last week, but that was their strength on defense last year. They have very good run defenders on their D-line and then linebacker core, and they have a fast, very agile safety in Jeremy Chin.
Well, but, you turn over a roster in like coaching departments the way you do, things are going to be different.
That's true. You got to have consistency, But yeah, man, surprising. I'm trying to put the cigar back in its case so it doesn't dry out, like you said. But because we can't smoke in my house, unfortunately. I would have loved to. If I could smoke in here, I would have been smoking this motherfucker the whole time.
I was wondering.
I was
wondering.
I thought about it, but can't set up the fire alarms. There's too many people that live here. It'd be rude. But anyway, we did it.
We did it
in the books. We got to tighten her up. We got to tighten her up a little bit next week.
We got excited. We
did. It's all right. We
all won.
We all won.
Listen,
we all win again.
It was the entire fucking pod crew, Luis, and who else?
King Taylor.
Mr. Taylor, the second highest points of the week.
I don't know how he does it, but he always does it. Somehow,
he
some
doesn't.
way.
He didn't do it last year.
He didn't do it last year.
1 year.
We can't say always anymore because it was like he was always doing it, and that's just not accurate any longer.
Well, I'd love to do it myself one of these years because I'd love to buy myself a jersey. That'd be great.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Who would you get? Anyway. Alexander? Jair?
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be a good one.
Alexander Madison?
Alexander. I would do that. I would do that just as a troll. That'd be great. Just hanging up right behind me when he's off the team next year.
Dude, that'd be hilarious. That'd be
You should get that third JJ jersey that Brant likes, and then
hang it up on my wall.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
I like the light it on fire idea. It's nice.
Pyro.
No, come on, man. I like JJ too. Let's be real.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't you like?
It's not about JJ.
Fire? It's about Brant.
It's about NFC North and you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Aaron Jones is my guy, but I already got Aaron Jones.
Yeah,
Well, we'll have to figure it out.
we'll have to figure it out. You ain't gonna be there, dog.
We will.
Anyway, so wrap her up. Did we do it?
Yeah, we did it, man.
All right,
Success.
cool. Cut it. We did it.
Thanks for
There you go,
listening.
boys.
We love you.
Not
Hope you
everybody.
enjoyed.
Nah,
Hope you
I mean-
listened.
We think you're okay.